Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 4th of December 2024. Now unfortunately guys, in South Korea, there's some massive chaos going on and the president of South Korea, he decided to go ahead and issue martial law to the entire country, and this just happened a few hours ago guys, and unfortunately because of that, the prices of Bitcoin in some of the exchanges in South Korea, they did actually fall down from $96,000 to less than $63,000. And because of that, centralized exchanges in South Korea, they decided to go ahead and restrict transactions. Now look guys, geopolitical situations at this point of time can definitely impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It is definitely unfortunate, isn't it? And since the last few weeks I've already said this guys, the only thing that could actually stop the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies going further is possibly World War III, nuclear war, maybe civil war in other countries, and unfortunately guys, because of that, it does have a negative impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now we need to understand guys that one of the vision of Bitcoin is 100% separation of money and the state. Maybe in a couple of decades we might be in a position where such situation do not impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now if you look at the price of Bitcoin, it hasn't impacted yet, but let's see if the situation escalates in South Korea. I'm pretty much sure it's going to have a negative impact not just on the price of Bitcoin, but on other altcoins and blockchain protocols as well. So definitely unfortunate news. Now regarding politics guys, I really am not sure what the situation in South Korea is, but having a martial law for the entire country is definitely not ideal. So let's see guys how this news develops, and I'll definitely go ahead and discuss if it does have any impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now regarding United States of America, we do have a really interesting update, and Coinbase, which is a leading cryptocurrency exchange in US, they are integrating with Apple Pay, and they will be allowing users to go ahead and buy and sell Bitcoin and Dogecoins. So really interesting development in my opinion. So I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now in the world of tokenization guys, we do have another really interesting update, and Franklin Templeton, which is a $1 trillion company, they have launched a tokenized fund which is being built on the Avalanche network, and they want to revolutionize the tokenized field as well. So in today's episode guys, I'll go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now what is really interesting to note guys is that users will have to do KYC, so I'll go ahead and discuss more information regarding this. Now the final news guys has to do with one of the work companies called as Nike. Now look guys, me personally I was a massive fan of Nike, however since they've got political, they have gone woke, and the whole notion is go woke, go broke, isn't it? And unfortunately for Nike, their company called as RTFKT, the NFT sneaker company called as RTFKT, is actually shutting down, and the reason for that is pretty simple guys. Looks like people are not interested in NFTs anymore, so I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now it's really important to understand guys, when we talk about politics, let's say in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain or even artificial intelligence, it is best that these things are apolitical. But look, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, particularly those developed by Google guys, they are definitely left-leaning, and since the last few weeks what I'm doing is, I'm creating a 100% artificial intelligence episode which is created by NotebookLM by Google, and they are extremely left-leaning guys, and they definitely never talk absolutely anything negative regarding the Democrats or left-leaning politicians for that matter. But so far as Republicans are concerned, they definitely talk negative things. Now regarding today's episode guys, what I specifically mentioned, that the only reason why Nike did actually go down is because of the political affiliation, and then guys what I did is, I went ahead and fed the transcript to NotebookLM. They completely dismissed it, and they did not even talk about it. Now regarding South Korea guys, I think the president is right-wing and conservative, and because of that guys, a lot of the mainstream media are talking negative things regarding him. Now look guys, me personally I do not have any information regarding what is going on in South Korea, so I don't want to make any comments regarding this, but the only thing I can say is whenever you're looking at information guys, rather than listening to let's say mainstream media, try to go ahead and look at information from first source. And it is so critical, particularly in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space guys, that we should be doing our own research and then we should be making our own opinion. I just thought I'll go ahead and put it out there, cause look guys, these AI platforms are definitely left-leaning, and they often talk negative things regarding center-right or right-wing ideologies. It is best that these platforms are completely apolitical, isn't it? And this is one of the reasons why guys, I very strongly feel that the source code of these protocols should be completely open source, and that, according to me, guys, does actually go ahead and solve 90% of the problem. Sorry for the long rant, guys. I thought I'll go ahead and put it across out there. Now, regarding cryptocurrency and blockchain world, guys, we definitely have quite a lot to cover in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, the first news is connected to artificial intelligence and Solar Trip. They are launching in Dubai, and looks like they want to revolutionize new travel in United Arab Emirates, and they are doing that with AI-powered solutions, and they want to incorporate cryptocurrency payments too. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, the second news is more of a company called as DW Labs, and they have moved the headquarters to Abu Dhabi, and looks like they want to capitalize everything going on in the Web3 and blockchain space. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called The Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now thankfully guys, the global cryptocurrency market hasn't suffered a lot. It is down by 0.41%, and if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, it is at $3.43 trillion. Now look guys, I'm pretty much sure if the situation in South Korea escalates, it is going to have a ripple effect on other countries, and with Canada's elections coming up, who's to say guys, the left-leaning administration, they might try to implement martial law, not only for going against government policies, maybe because you put out memes regarding politicians, because something dark and similar is going on in United Kingdom as well. Now going back to the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume is at $277.53 billion. This once again guys is definitely looking good, but in comparison to yesterday, it is actually down by 2.17%. Now what I'm really liking guys is, if you look at the volume of decentralized finance, it is marginally pumping up, but in comparison to other numbers guys, these numbers are definitely not that great, because right now the total volume of decentralized finance is at a staggering $26.52 billion, but in comparison to, let's say, the global cryptocurrency market volume, in comparison to the volume of decentralized exchanges, and in comparison to the volume of stable coins, the volume of decentralized finance should have been at least around the $60 to $80 billion mark, and I'm still being really conservative regarding the volume. Now that thing being said guys, decentralized finance today is accounting for 9.56% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now going back to when decentralized finance was launched, on an average given day, decentralized finance used to account for, let's say, 12 to 16% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. On occasional good days, guys, DeFi used to account for 20 to 25% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. And according to me, guys, when you talk about decentralized finance, the percentage should definitely be higher. In an idealistic world, guys, decentralized finance should account for 60 to 80% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. Now, regarding decentralized finance, guys, if you look at the total value locked, it is at $128.01 billion. And in just a few minutes, guys, I will be looking at some number that is connected to total value. And I'll be looking at the total value secured across all oracles. But before that, guys, let me quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. Because look, so far as the volume of decentralized exchange is concerned, if you look at the dominance since the last month or so, the percentage has definitely been higher. But it's really important to note, guys, a lot of centralized exchanges also use decentralized exchanges. And what I tend to do is, I tend to look at decentralized exchange dominance, and it would be great if decentralized exchange dominance is around the 40% mark consistently for 6 months or so. But more importantly, guys, this particular matrix should not be including the centralized exchange volume, cause look, today the volume of decentralized exchange dominance is 44.88%, and I wouldn't be surprised over 30% of these volume is purely driven by centralized exchanges. Now regarding decentralized exchanges, let me quickly run to the top 5 decentralized exchange volume. And Uniswap is once again at number 1, and the 24-hour volume is $4.74 billion. Radium is at number 2, its 24-hour volume is $2.15 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 3, its 24-hour volume is $1.61 billion. And Norca is at number 4, its 24-hour volume is $1.05 billion. And at number 5, guys, is Lifinity, and its volume is a little shy of the $1 billion mark. It is at $954.66 million. Now look, guys, one of the metrics that I'm definitely keeping an eye on, that is the volume of stable coins. And since the last month or so, on an average given day, the volume of stable coins is crossing the $200 billion mark. And today, once again, guys, the volume of stable coins is at a staggering $244.33 billion. And stable coins as of today is accounting for 88.04% of the total cryptocurrency market 24-hour volume. And it's needless to say, guys, out of this $24.33 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for a majority of the chunk, and its 24-hour volume is $220.60 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2nd. Its 24-hour trading volume is $12.42 billion. And FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $10.07 billion. Now look, so far as Ripple is concerned, later on in the day we'll find out if the new stablecoin is issued or not. Now based on my understanding, guys, there is a very high possibility that the new stablecoin will be launched. Now I'm really curious to check in the first day if the volume does actually cross the $5 billion mark. And look, as if the volume crosses the $5 billion mark, it will definitely pose a real threat to Circle USDC. So let's see, guys, what the update to that is. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now unfortunately, guys, Bitcoin's dominance is on a downtrend, and today it is down to 54.79%, and the dominance of Ethereum is not looking good at all. It is actually down to 12.50%. Now it's needless to say, guys, because of the drama in South Korea, the market cap of Bitcoin has gone down as well, and today it is down to $1.88 trillion. And so far as the market cap of Ethereum is concerned, it is marginally down to $429 billion. But if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is at a staggering $65.88 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $36.11 billion. And in the episode that I released yesterday, guys, I clearly mentioned when the 24-hour volume is looking good, and if the volume of stablecoins is high, it does give an indication that in the next coming days and weeks, there is a very high possibility that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be pumping up, isn't it? Because based on the numbers, looks like people are not converting the cryptocurrencies onto fiat currencies, rather they are just parking them into stable coins. That is at least what the number states. Now what I want to do next, guys, is I want to look at the total value secured across all oracles. Now mind you, guys, this does not include centralized finance, and if you go to defilama.com, you can look at the matrix including centralized finance, and the numbers are completely different. Now it's no surprise, guys, when you talk about oracles, Chainlink is kind of like the king of all kings, and in terms of dollar amount, the total value secured is $37.32 billion, and in defilama.com, guys, it also gives you the percentage of dominance, and Chainlink, guys, if you look at it in terms of percentage, their dominance is 50.23%. The number second, guys, is Chronicle. In terms of dollar value, it is $10.49 billion, and that is the total value secured. And in terms of percentage, guys, Chronicle accounts for 14.13%. Winklink is at number 3rd. In terms of dollar amount, it is little shy of the $10 billion mark. It is at $9.19 billion. In terms of percentage, it is 12.38%. At number 4th is Upbit. In terms of dollar amount, it is $7.41 billion. In terms of percentage, it is 9.98%. And finally, guys, at number 5th is Internal. In terms of dollar amount, it is $2.10 billion. And in terms of percentage, it is at 2.84%. Now look, as if you include centralized finance in this matrix, Internal, I believe, is at number 1, and Chainlink, if I'm not mistaken, is down to number 2nd or 3rd. So look, as whenever you're looking at information, you can go ahead and sort it across different matrix. I thought it is best to exclude centralized finance, and that gives us a more accurate picture as to what is going on in the world of oracles. Now guys, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, hasn't suffered because of the South Korean drama, but it has marginally gone down since the last 24 hours by 0.23%, and today the price of Bitcoin is $95,447, and since the last 7 days, guys, Bitcoin is up by 3.78%, Ethereum is at $3,561, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 0.92%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 8.49%. Now regarding Ripple or XRP, guys, yesterday the numbers were absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours it is actually down by 7.55%. Yesterday the price of XRP was $2.74, but today it is down to $2.53. But it's really important to note, guys, later in the day we'll get some information regarding the stable coin, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, because of that news, there will be a pump in the price of XRP token. Now that thing being said, guys, if you look at the price of XRP since the last 7 days, it is still up by 86.15%. Now if you look at the market sentiment, since the last 4 weeks it was consistently extreme greed, but today, guys, it is only at greed. Now really I'm not sure Is it because of the drama in South Korea there's so much of negative sentiment? And what happened at 10:30 p.m. in South Korean time, guys? South Korean president did actually go live via TV, and he did actually declare martial law, and the reasoning he said was to root out pro-North Korean elements, and this, to be honest guys, was a complete shock for South Korean nationals as well, and unfortunately because of that, there was immediate turmoil in the country's crypto market, and Bitcoin and XRP, which are two of the most traded cryptocurrencies in South Korea, did actually plummet by over 30%, and this was against the Korean won on local exchanges like Upbit, and Bitcoin's price, guys, was at $96,000, and only because of the news regarding martial law, it did actually go down to $63,000, and because of this massive drop in Bitcoin, Upbit and Bithumb, which are leading cryptocurrency exchanges in South Korea, they issued notices warning users about delays in the site feeds and performance, and this was due to the surge in activity. Now look, as I'm trying to look at Twitter posts, and based on my understanding, guys, some of the people in South Korea are completely shocked regarding this news. Now it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what happens in the next few hours. And look, as if the martial law continues, unfortunately I do feel it will have negative consequences on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And more importantly, guys, I'm pretty much sure the countries will try to do something similar. The next country who might issue a martial law might just be United Kingdom, or left-leaning leader Justin Trudeau, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, isn't it? Now the Canadian federal election will actually take place in October of 2025, so we definitely have a lot of time for that. But look, guys, I really am hoping that things do actually settle down in South Korea. And yesterday, guys, in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, one of the listeners did actually ask me a question: are there any factors that could actually trigger the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to go down? And I specifically mentioned there are external factors, unforeseen factors, that could actually trigger down the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, guys, this news regarding South Korea is definitely not looking good in my opinion. But let's see, guys, hopefully this particular matter does actually get resolved in the next 24 hours. Cause look, the prices of Bitcoin did actually go down by well over 30%. From $96,000 to $63,000. This is definitely unfortunate news for South Korean people as well. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some really interesting news all the way from US. And Coinbase, which is the leading cryptocurrency exchange in US, has decided to integrate Apple Pay into its on-ramp services, allowing users of crypto apps to quickly convert fiat to cryptocurrencies, and it will be done using the Apple Pay wallet. Now this particular feature, guys, also supports free on-ramping and off-ramping via the USDC stablecoin. Now it's really important to note, guys, so far as USDC is concerned, Coinbase was one of the key players along with Circle USDC, and when they launched they did have a consortium, but looks like now Coinbase is out of it, and the entire consortium is kind of being managed by Circle USDC. And this particular update by Coinbase, guys, streamlines wallet funding, thereby reducing transaction time to merely seconds, and now users can fund their wallets using one of the most widely used payment methods, and this can be done in the United States of America in just a matter of few minutes. Now if you need more information regarding this, guys, Nabil Dalal, who is the head of Coinbase developer platform, he mentioned quite a lot of things to a social media platform called Decrypt, and the link to the article is in the show notes below. Now let's talk about tokenization. Now look, guys, one of the narratives that has been building since 2024 is everything about tokenization, and this whole hype was actually driven by Larry Fink, who in one of the interviews with CNBC did actually state that the next thing he's focusing on in tokenization, and the very moment I heard it, guys, I did actually mention it in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, that the next narrative and the hype in the cryptocurrency and blockchain world will be regarding tokenization, and Franklin Templeton, which is another $1 trillion company, they have started to tokenize funds, and the ticker symbol for that is EZBC, that is E for elephant, Z for zebra, B for Bravo, and C for Charlie, and the Franklin Bitcoin ETF, that is EZBC, and Franklin On-Chain US Government Monetary Fund, the ticker symbol for that is FOBXS, now have a blockchain-based verification system in Jiritsu, which is being built on the Avalanche network. Now here's the interesting thing to remember, guys. This particular system allows asset managers to issue retail accessible tokens that are actually backed by fund shares, thereby ensuring tokens are properly backed using multi-party computation for validation, and retail investors, guys, will soon be able to access these tokens after they have done their KYC verification. Now look, guys, This will definitely enable easier participation in decentralized finance, and this can be done without converting between assets, and these blockchain tokens will offer frictionless transfers as well as yield payments, and they are expected to be available by the year end. But look guys, I just have this one question when you talk about verification. All of these verifications will be done on an open blockchain, isn't it? Avalanche for that instance. But what would happen, let's say if the person who has verified this token wants to go ahead and sell it to someone who's from the sanctioned country and who's not verified? How does that thing actually work? I really am not sure what the answer to this is, because when you talk about these funds guys, they need to be verified based on my understanding, so really I'm curious to check what is the legal clarity on this. But nonetheless guys, this move by Franklin Templeton is kind of similar to BlackRock and Endo, where they wanted to tokenize financial assets, and looks like they're expanding investment options within the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So it's going to be really interesting to see guys how this particular fund's working on open blockchain. Now based on my understanding guys, tokenization will work perfect in a permission blockchain, but there is nothing called as permission blockchain. The other word for that is software, or even better guys, you can just do it on an Excel spreadsheet. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news regarding Nike. Now look guys, me personally, I was a massive fan of Nike at one point of time. Till date guys, I have 58 pairs of shoes, but ever since they've gone political, I've completely stopped using Nike, and the whole notion go woke, go broke definitely seems to be relevant to Nike. And there is an unfortunate update guys. Nike's NFT sneaker company called as RTFKT is actually shutting down, and they are falling down due to declining interest and falling prices for its Ethereum-based collections like CloneX. And Nike guys did actually acquire RTFKT in 2021, and I definitely covered that in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast as well. And they wanted to boost the digital transformation, but RTFKT faced quite a lot of setbacks, and this was amid broader NFT market disinterest. Now that thing being said, Nike will continue with its Web3 presence, and that is the .swoosh platform. And regarding RTFKT guys, they are planning a final project that is MNLTHX, and this December guys, CloneX NFTs which were once valued at $63,000 now is down to under $1,000. Definitely unfortunate news. And look guys, the whole notion go woke, go broke definitely seems to be relevant. And regarding the AI podcast guys, I did actually mention them to go ahead and talk about this, but when I found the outcome guys, they have decided to completely ignore it. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, whichever platform you're listening to my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, in just a matter of 1 hour or 2 hours after I go ahead and publish this episode, you will see the episode as well. It is a much shorter and condensed form of the Blockchain DXB episode, but that thing being said guys, the quality of conversation that they have is absolutely epic, and I am kind of nervous that they definitely will be taking over the jobs as well. So definitely interesting times ahead in the podcasting world as well. So these were the newscasts from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first newscast is connected to artificial intelligence and Solar Trip. They have launched in Dubai, and looks like they want to revolutionize new travel in United Arab Emirates, and they are doing that with AI-powered solutions and cryptocurrency payments. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Cause Solar Trip guys leverages advanced technology to offer seamless, personalized and innovative travel experience, and the platform aims to revolutionize travel across Middle East as well as the North African region, and they are starting that with Dubai, and they are using AI-driven personalization, and AI algorithms guys will simplify and streamline the booking process, thereby reducing steps and time taken for users. And Solar Trip provides access to 2.5 million accommodation and over 800 flights, and they do that at a really competitive price, and travelers guys can actually benefit from around-the-clock AI-powered customer support, and the customer support is available via chatbot, live chat, as well as email as well. And Solar Trip guys, they are accepting over 300 cryptocurrencies along with traditional payment methods, appealing to tech-savvy users, and the platform also offers a loyalty system feature called as cashback, along with referral bonuses and access to Planet NFTs, and they also have something called a Solar Cash, which is a loyalty currency that allows users to earn and redeem points or discounts or full payments on travel services. And Solar Trip's gaming loyalty program runs on the Solana blockchain ecosystem, and they combine local and global travel options, and they want to cater to both leisure and business travelers, and they also offer white label and loyalty solutions for business like banks and travel agencies to enhance customer engagement. And they've also made some really strong partnership guys, and they have collaborated with brands like Great Group, KuCoin, Yonder and integrates inventories from Amadeus, Expedia and Booking.com too, and they are focusing on convenience and security for the users, and they have combined seamless trip planning with secure and flexible payment options for all customers demographically, and they blend travel planning with entertainment through gamification, which is appealing especially to younger audiences, and Solar Trips launch in Dubai definitely aligns with the vision of being a global leader in tourism and tech innovation, and Solar Trips' use of blockchain and cryptocurrency marks a significant shift in the travel industry towards a secure and personalized solution. And regarding the future growth, guys, I very strongly feel that Solar Trip is positioned to lead the digital transformation of global travel planning and customer engagement. Really interesting news in my opinion. Now the second news, guys, is more of a venture capitalist news, and DWF Labs, they have decided to move the headquarters to Abu Dhabi. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because DWF Lab, guys, which is a Web3 venture capitalist and crypto market maker, is moving its headquarters to Abu Dhabi, and they want to expand their presence in the Middle East. Now DWF Labs, guys, is already a resident of DMCC, that is Dubai Multi-Commodity Center Economic Zone. Now this particular move, guys, aims to focus on real-world assets, that is RWA tokenization, as well as financial services in the Middle East, and DWF Labs, guys, operates regional headquarters in Singapore, Dubai as well as Switzerland as well, and they have dual headquarters in United Arab Emirates with offices in both Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Looks like DWF Labs would benefit from the unique regulatory environments of both Emirates. Now DWF Labs is joining Abu Dhabi industry leaders, and they will be joining notable firms at ADGM, including Black Demon, M2, Laser Digital, QCB Capital and BlackRock. Now regarding DWF Labs, guys, they were founded in 2020, and they started as an offshoot and high-frequency trading firm, and so far as the portfolio size is concerned, DWF Labs manages a portfolio of $72 to $77 billion, encompassing over 700 projects. Now the move regarding Abu Dhabi is definitely a strategic move, isn't it? And the Abu Dhabi headquarters bolsters DWF Labs' capacity to deliver real-world assets and financial services in a fast-growing regional market, and the relocation, guys, underlines Abu Dhabi's growing role as a hub for blockchain, cryptocurrency and digital asset innovation space. So definitely interesting news. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. I have an interesting question by James who asks, with stablecoins making up 88% of the trading volume, do you think they are overshadowing traditional cryptocurrencies in trading activity? The answer to that is 100% yes, James. Now look, when you talk about stablecoins, they definitely do solve one of the biggest problems in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, that is volatility. But that thing being said, James, when you talk about stablecoin issuers, according to me, they're just replacing the role of a bank. So when you're talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption, ideally speaking, you should not be a fan of stablecoins because they are heavily regulated and they can definitely go ahead and censor any of your transaction. Tether has openly said that when there was drama between Venezuela and the United States of America, that they're more than happy to go ahead and oblige with the regulations set by United States of America, and they openly said that they will be freezing accounts in Venezuela. But look, none of the mainstream media and the cryptocurrency world is talking about them, and there's a very high possibility that some of these cryptocurrency and blockchain projects, they might be the ones who would be the main sponsor for these media companies. But to answer your question, yes, James, I do feel that stablecoins dominating the volume of stablecoins is definitely overshadowing the traditional cryptocurrency and trading activity. I would really like to see an algorithmically backed stablecoin that is not managed by a centralized entity. Now, the only reason why we don't talk so much about algorithmically backed stablecoin, that is only because of the Terra Luna collapse. But look, when you talk about why Bitcoin was created, these transactions should be completely peer-to-peer. Stablecoin issuers are definitely not following the ethos of open blockchain. But that thing being said, stablecoins do act as the backbone for liquidity, and it does enable seamless trading, and they do hedge against volatility and quick cross-border transaction as well. However, James, this trend also highlights a potential challenge because traditional cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they do need broader adoption for real-world use cases to balance the scales, and projects focusing on decentralized finance, NFTs and blockchain-based apps will likely play a significant role in enhancing the transactional utility of non-stablecoin assets. So look, while stablecoins are thriving due to specific roles, they do complement rather than compete with traditional currencies, and both serve distinct but essential purposes within the ecosystem. So I do feel that stablecoins percentage should actually go down, and as I mentioned earlier in the Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast as well, I would really like to see the volume of decentralized finance to be much higher. Maybe using artificial intelligence we can come up with algorithmically backed stablecoin, and that should be the one that should be dominating the market as long as the transactions are peer-to-peer. That should be a win for the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. So definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.